Yellow. Alright, so this video, kind of a long one, longer than I thought it would be, is just dev setup for Windows 11 to make your environment such that you can compile C++ code and use it in Godot. If you already have a compiler set up, most of your dev tools set up is probably a useless video to you. If you don't, then that's where you should start. If you already have all your stuff set up, I'd skip to the end, verify that you can build, compile, and see changes just using the sample project. Maybe skip to the Git part where we clone it. In this one, we're going to kind of set up Visual Studio Code and all the rest. The list. We're going to set up Git, Python, scons, scons, whatever, cmake, msys2, gcc, ninja, Godot, and VS Code. So go through and install each of those, set up the environment, and verify it. It'll probably be a little dry, as you might expect. We'll get into the technical details later, but this you must have this set up before you go ahead. It's much easier just to get it working in a vacuum than it is to try to get the code running in the other direction. So, all right, let's dig in. All right, so first thing, I grab Git. Go to git-scm.com. Download will, most recent's pretty good. And you have to excuse me, this is on a VM that I'm remoted into, so a little bit slow. Plus I suck at Windows anyways. Most of these options are the default's fine. Just gotta make sure to add the path there. All fine, all fine, all fine. None that really matters initially. If you have an opinion on it, you can do what you like. I ain't your mom. We probably don't need release notes now, yeah. Cool, so with everything we install, we should always check it to see if it worked on the path. So here we go, git ---- version. Boom. That's Git. Matches the version. Good job, us. Go away, Git. All right. Next dependencies, Python. Python.org. You can see me here getting lost. Should have kind of downloads is right there. Oh, nope, come on. There we go. Downloads. Again, standalone installer's fine. Crack it open. Install now. The norm. Yep, there you go. Click it. Jeez. Painful to watch yourself work afterwards. Go ahead and click disable path length limit. And on this version, come on, find the thing. You can see here, we check it on the path and fail. So on Python, you can just rerun the exe installer. If I can find the installer, apparently. Come on, buddy. You can do it. There you go. Get it, tiger. There we are. Modify the setup. We need pip, but none of the other parts. Next, and then right there's add Python to environment variables. That's the important part. Installed. Boom, Python. Now we should check it again. I go ahead and close out everything just to make sure our environment variables and everything reload. I don't know how to Windows. Just being careful. version. There you go. Boom, got a Python. So once we have Python, Godot uses scones? I don't know. Check the version real quick, make sure everything's good. Go ahead and Python -m pip install scones. Scones? Scons. Check our version as usual. Make sure everything's happy. Boom, we're good. Alright, that's 2 dependencies down. 1,000,000 to go. cmake, we had cmake. We'll need it for, well, not initially, but cmake's my preferred meta build system. cmake configures make files, essentially. It's a handy thing to go ahead and get set up since we're doing everything else. Make sure to add it to the path environment and roll on with ourselves. Yep, there we go. Poof, poof, poof. Okay, I'm not sure why I didn't speed this up. I wanted us to all suffer. Okay, there we go. Finish. You know the drill. cmake -- version. Boom, it's been added to the path properly. And the path is just what tells the Windows system where executables live. Now we get to the big guns. MSys2. Click the installer there, and this is a kind of a Unix-like environment installer, I guess. It'll let us get a compiler. You could do everything in here. Like I think you can get Git and cmake versions of it, but I'm not good at Windowsing, so we just will get the compiler and check this. You could run it if you want. So here we go, and it installs 4 or 5 terminals to use, and Pacman is a package manager. So we, boom, install Pacman -s, that big thing, pause if you missed it. And that's just going to install a GCC compiler, G++ compiler. You can see here we go to the C drive, and this is where it's put, and we'll go down to minimum GW64, and in here you can see where it's stuffed all those binaries to make your Windows pretend it's a Linux system. So here we go, and we're going to have to embed it in the path variable again. So go to the environment variables clicker, environment variables, and then we want to edit path. So edit there, and we're going to add a new entry, and we're going to use the browse to where I just showed you in there. There we go. Bin. Okie doke. And now we've added it. You can see there it is. That's where that's stored. Matching them up. You can type in if you prefer. It's just usually easier to browse. That way you can't miss. And again, we go to terminal, which is different than the other one we just had open. We'll check to make sure GCC -- version, G++ -- version. Boom, and there we got the 2 compilers in. Those are the big guns. And then we want to put the Ninja build system. It's just another, like cmake. We don't initially need it, but will eventually, so we're installing things. We need to go to the Ninja GitHub. There it is. Ninja -build /ninja. So go here, and we need to go to releases there in the bottom right. Come on, me. There you go. Releases. And we'll just take the Windows zip, and that will contain a single binary.
Not sure why I downloaded it again. Just in case. Open her up, and then we got ninjas, and we need a place that we put on our path that this will find. So if you already have a place on your path that will find the executables, you can reuse that. In this case, on this brand new system, I bump open File Explorer and add it to the C drive here, just to make my bin. Drop it in there, and then the hard part, of course, hard quotations part, is go in here and type environment. Edit the environment variables. Again, same song and dance. We need to edit path. We need a new. We're going to browse. We add that new folder, my bin, to our path. And as per usual, we test it by opening the terminal, checking to make sure Ninja is accessible there and what version it is. Boom, that's what we downloaded. We're doing good. What are we doing now? I don't remember what comes next. Oh, Godot. Godot is easy. It is literally just an exe. You download a zip. So we're downloading the latest Godot. Support if you can. Afford to. They need all the help they can get. Fighting the good fight. Open the zip. In this case, I just drop it on the desktop. There we go. Looks like it comes packaged with the console as well. I have no idea why I put it over there. Seems like a good place to put it. Good job. This Windows thinks it's a virus. We run anyways. If you trust the source and make sure to verify, yada yada yada. Just run it and open it up. Make sure we've got everything going, and we're good. All right, and we need to get Visual Studio Code. So we just search Visual Studio Code, download Visual Studio Code for Windows 11. It's at code.visualstudio.com. We download it, regular installer. I accept all the regular conditions. No changes. Let it install. It's just an IDE that we can use to edit C++ code. I'm not very good at it, so you're about to see that in action. We'll launch it and go ahead and install some of the extensions we need for C++. A lot of people have a lot of opinions on the right extensions for C++. I just used the Microsoft versions. So if you go here and type C++, you'll see a little checkbox with Microsoft under C++, and I install it, the extensions pack, C++ extensions pack, not that one, and I think then we do cmake, which may have already been installed by that. Again, the Microsoft official is what I've been using for now, and then I think Python. We install that one as well, but you can see the C/C++ with the Microsoft checkbox. Make sure they're all plugged in. If you have a different preference, again, I ain't your mom or your dad. You can do whatever you want. But for the sake of this tutorial, that's what we did. So now let's go. If you haven't already, you should probably make a GitHub account. You don't think need one to go to here, but we're going to github.com, Godot engine, Godot CPP templates, and we're going to copy the clone URL here, and we set up Git. So we go to the terminal, open it up, and we're going to change it over. CD is change drive, and then DES tab will complete to desktop. So we change it to the desktop. our pwd's print working directory. And this is where we're going to clone. We're going to go type git space clone space, and then we're going to paste that URL we just copied from the HTTPS. Should hit enter, and it should just pull it down. Now, I couldn't remember the recursive command, so I futz around a bit here, trying to remember what the recursive command is, and then I just run scons, scons, because it gives you the command after it fails. So we have to change drive into Godot CP template, and then you need to run git submodule update init recursive. That command right there. And that will pull down other git repos that are inside the git repo we just cloned. Don't worry about it too much. That's just git stuff. So there we go. And when it's done, now we type scons platform equal Windows. And that should build it for Windows if we have set everything up. And on this system, it takes forever because it's, again, a VM. So we'll take a little nap here while it's running. Don't worry about a lot of this. We can run through it or break it down. This is just the legwork to make sure your system is in a state where we can build things. And as you can see there, I skipped to the end, and it compiles all of Godot-CPP, which is the big part, and the example. So we go back to that, and there's where it's dropped it's dropped a DLL and a .a, which are native libraries. A Windows one and a shared one, I think. And this is on the desktop and Godot CPP template, Windows, and this is where it's put them. It has to know about these. We'll cover what Godot expects later, but for now, we're just going to walk through the motions to make sure your system works. And don't skip any steps, just do this. So once we have we just built a GD extension actually. So like this is now native code that can be loaded by a Godot game. And we're almost to the finish line. This is Visual Studio code. Which I may have forgot to include setting up. File, open folder, and this is just to show how it works. You could open this in any editor you want. We're going to go to the checked out folder, open it up so we can look at the C++ code. And in here, I dig around for a minute, but the example underscore class.cpp is where the logic is. Don't get too caught in the weeds for these parts. These are special Godot silliness. A lot of things I don't really like about it, but that's why we'll make it as thin a layer as we can. You can see here, what's happening on that line is it's print line. It's just printing to the terminal, or the terminal in Godot when we run it. So I went to the desktop, ran the Godot we downloaded. Import, we need to move to desktop. There, go to project is where the actual Godot, and select that and open folder, and then it will import. And it's asking if we want to upgrade it to 4.7, we do. Again, this takes it a second. Upgrade to 4.7. Very good, very good. Come on. Takes it a minute. Again, on the VM, it's kind of hamstringing us there. So this is the sample project, and you can see the first time I click run, we don't have a main scene selected, which is why it won't have it fuzzed out there. So when I go and I click the play button up there, it'll select current is not available, so we hit cancel, and then I go and open example.tscn. I double click it, and then we click play, and it'll let us select it as the main scene, which is fine. Select current, it'll run it, and it doesn't look like anything happens, but if we go back and look at the console, you can see it says type 24, which is what this example C code did. See, there you go, type, and it says %D is just using the variant to get a type. I'm fighting with the fact that I'm on a VM and it's not taking my Control C, Control V. Boom, did it, and we'll make a little change here. Just to make sure everything's working. We hit Control C to save. I don't know if you have to in this. And then we go back to the terminal earlier. Scuns platform equals Windows, run it again, and it'll be a much faster build. It doesn't have to build everything. And there you go, it's relinked it and downloaded those. We go back, we run it again. And if everything works, you'll see hello a change. And that means we have our build system for Godot native code on Windows using MSys2 working. So give yourself a little pat on the back, go get some coffee, maybe take a nap, and consider switching to Linux because Windows is hell.